Hello there guys, it's Piccolo here, back in another video, and today I'm going to do What If My Hero Academia After Super, part 21. Hope you enjoy it. Like always, there is no recap. If you want to see what happened last part, click I button right here. So after Jaco tells Hisashi about the Frieza force and they have only 1 week to prepare, they send an urgent message to the headquarters asking them for backup. And backup will arrive at the same time as the Frieza soldiers, so a week. And Hisashi doesn't see the point of hiding it, so he tells Class 1A about the Frieza soldiers coming to this world. And they have only 1 week to prepare. Everyone starts panicking. They have only 1 week? What should they do? Then Deku tells Hisashi point blank that if Frieza is still alive. Hisashi's eyes widen. Once again Deku knows about Frieza? But he snaps out of it and tells him yes, sadly he's still alive. Deku cursed. Everybody asks who is this Frieza guy? Deku tells him that he's a tyrant that ruled over the universe. Our ancestors fought him before and killed him, but he was revived 2 times I believe. And I think they forgot to kill him before they die. So right now everybody just lost hope. From Deku's stories, his ancestors are way stronger than him. So if this Frieza guy is stronger than them, they are pretty much doomed. Then Deku tells him there is still a chance. If he was alive for 300 years, that make him definitely old. And I don't think that he still have the same power as his prime. Then Hisashi turned to All Might and tell him, you are the #1 hero of this world, right? All Might nod. Hisashi continue, you have to inform the other heroes, because this fight will decide the fate of the earth. All Might gulp and tell him, I'm going right now. Hisashi tell him that he's going with him. And thinks about time that Earth know about the other races. Both of them nod and start flying toward the hero headquarters. By the way, Hisashi's power level is 1 million, so keep that in mind. Meanwhile, everybody is taking off what to do or how to train. Until Dende and Piccolo instant transmission or teleport. They are going to tell them about the Frieza soldiers, but Piccolo shut them up and tell them that he already know. He can sense their ki coming toward the earth. And if they want to stand a chance, they need to get stronger ASAP. So there is one way to get stronger in short period of time. Deku tell him, drop spirit on time, Piccolo nod. But to make sure that everyone will get stronger, the humans will go first. And you two saints, I have a special technique for you. Deku and Bara tell him, special? Meanwhile, with Hisashi and All Might, they just arrive at the hero headquarters and they demand a meeting and call for all the pro heroes available right now. They ask him why and why this is urgent. And who is this guy? All Might raise a bit of his power and tell them to do it right now or the earth is doomed. After hearing that, they immediately call for every available hero, even the one on breaks. And this will definitely take a couple of hours. Meantime, everyone from Class 1A and Mirio, because he's the strongest human right now, that doesn't have any ki inside of him, or doesn't utilize ki to power up himself. So everyone got teleported to the lookout. At first they found it hard to breathe and Mirio was shocked about this place. And who is these 2 green people? Deku catch him up to speed about Piccolo, the Earth, Frieza army and the Super Saiyans, just to make sure that he know everything, because in 7 days is do or die. Mirio is completely baffled. Deku just tell him almost every question that people are asking about the quirks and if we are alone in this universe, on top of Deku knowing about One for All. Yeah, great fun. Then Mirio tell them why didn't they bring the other big 3. Deku tell them simply they are too weak right now, but you on the other hand, we need only to teach you how to use ki and how to power up yourself just a bit, and you can increase that power using One for All. Mirio nod and tell him, I see. So how should we start? Deku tell him, you are going to train with Dende at first. You need to learn the basics. Mirio nod and Dende start teaching him how to use ki. On the other hand, Piccolo grab Bara and Deku aside and tell them, I'm going to teach you how to fuse. Bara tell him fuse. Deku tell her, yeah, I did heard this technique before. You need to do a dance or something. Piccolo nod and tell him, I'm going to teach you, but it's embarrassing, so don't judge please. So he start doing the dance and yeah, it's embarrassing. On the other hand, Baku start laughing because he's glad that he's not going to do this stupid dance. But Piccolo tell him that he should learn it at least because he's the strongest human behind All Might right now. So if you want to fuse and there is not Bra or Deku, you are the second option. Bakugo start cursing and Deku start laughing. Then Piccolo clap his hand and tell them, okay, listen up. and they start teaching them how to dance. And by the way, the humans are watching it, and they start learning how to do it, just as a plan B. Meanwhile, sorry, I know I'm jumping around a lot, so just keep up with me. 100 of pro heroes are gathering in one place, and they ask what's going on. All Might thank them for coming here in short notice and tell them that the Earth is in danger. Not only our country, all of the Earth is in danger. By threat, not from the Earth, but from outside of it. Everybody think that All Might just lost it or something. Then he put the two galactic patrols, and they introduce themselves. Some of them tell them they are making a big deal out of nothing, plus they have All Might and he's the strongest in the Earth. Hisashi tell them that yes, he know that All Might is the strongest on the Earth, and he's nothing compared to the other soldiers that are heading straight to Earth right now. Heck, he's weaker than him. Endeavor chime in and tell him, you're telling me that you are stronger than All Might? Hisashi nod until his partner to give Endeavor the scouter. He did, and Endeavor asked what is this. Hisashi explained what scouter is, and he can test the power level of anyone. So for a baseline, they used it against a weaker hero, and they have a power level around 10, 15. Then they used it on Endeavor and have a power around 100, and the reason I'm giving him this power level is because he was able to break the arm of the Numu Dwin Stain Arc. Then they used on All Might, and they have a power of 800,000. And the reason of this power increase is because All Might was not slacking, and sometimes he used the room of spirit and time. Plus, like every human in this story, All Might have Zenkais, especially after getting beaten up by Super Saiyan Deku every day, so he's close to them but not close enough. Then he used on Hisashi, and he have a power of 1 million. So yeah, they are outclassed. And after spending some time explaining what is the Galactic Patrol and getting contact with their headquarters, they start thinking of a strategy. But Endeavor start looking at Hisashi for a long period of time. Then he asks him, you are from Earth, right? Hisashi nod. Endeavor tell him, thought so, you look familiar. You look like that kid that can turn his hair from green to yellow. Are you guys related or something? Hisashi smile and tell him, he's my son. Everyone screamed in disbelief, so that's why he's this strong. Hisashi looked at the ground and tell them no. He got strong all by himself. I wasn't there when he was little. And I truly regret that decision. But now it's not time for regrets. We need to focus on our objective. So they did. And I know that you guys are sick of me using power levels and sometimes messing them up. So from now on, I'm not going to use them that much, but to give you the ranking of the fighters from strongest to weakest, without transmission, without nothing. First place is Hisashi, then All Might, then Bakugo, then Mirio, then Bra, then Deku. Now remember, this without any transformation or technique, but if they are allowed to use their techniques, All Might will be the strongest, then Bra, closely behind her is Deku, then Bakugo, then Hisashi, then Mirio, then the rest of Class 1A. So the first 4 days, the room is occupied by the humans from Class 1A, and that exclude All Might and Bakugo. During this time, Piccolo teaches the fusion dance to Deku, Bara, and Bakugo. And like every fusion, there is some failed attempts, but eventually they figured how to fuse correctly. And for the names, trust me, I tried to figure out a good name, but the combinations are just stupid. So the best I got is Izubara and Brozu, the fusion between Izuku and Bra and Izuku and Bakugo. And there is no fusion between Bakugo and Bra because Bakugo doesn't want to fuse the girl, and Deku is a bit against because his girlfriend is going to fuse with his friend. It's a bit weird. So in the 5th day, Bakugo, Piccolo, and Shigaraki entered the room because Shigaraki's Ikari form is weaker than Super Saiyan but as equal as toxic for the mind. Sorry, toxic is a bit wrong word. It's just change your personality and make you more aggressive. So Piccolo is the perfect teacher for someone that have this much anger. So after a year, Shigaraki can tap at will to his Ikari form. He didn't master it, he just can tap into it at will. And that came with a massive power boost that make his power level near Bakugo's new one. Plus they chain with Piccolo. Sure, he's old but still stronger than both of them. Yeah, I know he's old. Maybe he's weaker than them, but I don't care. I'm biased for Piccolo. I like his character. Fight me. After that, they still have a day and a half before the army arrive. Deku called for his dad and tell him to come to the lookout. He tell him they have to spend half a year inside the room at least to get him Super Saiyan. Bara and All Might are okay with that. So the father and son enter the room and they start training. And it's a good bonding time between the two. Deku tells Hisashi what he's been through and vice versa. And by the way, because Deku is fighting with someone that he's far stronger than him and he needs Super Saiyan to match him, Deku grow immensely stronger. Hisashi on the other hand didn't get that much because Deku is way weaker than him. But Hisashi did get Super Saiyan and they work to master it. I said work, he doesn't have it. He only has Super Saiyan grade 1 for now. So after half a day, Deku and his dad exit the room way stronger than before. Then they tell them they have to wait a few moments to refill the room. Then they start thinking of who is going inside the room right now. All Might tell them he's going to spend with them few months, but that's it. He's old, he cannot do this anymore. I'm thinking of retiring after you guys graduate. You you guys are the next generation. You are the new light of hope. And after hearing this, they have to win. They have to make sure that All Might will be in peace in his last years. So like they decided, the four of them go inside the room and they spend the whole year inside of it. Except All Might, he only spent a couple of months. So once again, Hisashi focused on mastering Super Saiyan. Bara trained to Deku to catch up with them. And after Hisashi managed to master Super Saiyan, the three of them go all out every single day. After getting plenty of rest, it's D-Day, and the second they step out the room they can sense the multiple power source coming toward them, and the massive one they assume is Frieza. Luckily they were practicing how to fuse. They don't think they can stand a chance against him. Luckily the whole area was clear days before because they thought they were going to head straight to the massive power source, and they were correct. Frieza's ship was looming over the head, and when she landed, Frieza's army started getting out of it. And luckily the Galactic Patrol also arrived, so they still have a fighting chance, until Frieza slowly get off from his ship with his evil grin and tell them, "Hello world, I'm back." Everyone is terrified from just sensing Frieza's ki. It's massive. Although he's old and weakened, he's still way ahead of everyone here. Then Frieza tell his soldiers, the one they killed the most will get a raise and a hefty bonus. All the soldiers yell and they start fighting. And like you guys expected already, the heroes are powerless. Except for Aizawa and All Might and the kids from Class 1A. They are doing most of the work alongside the Galactic Patrol. But even with this extra firepower, there's still a lot of Frieza soldiers and some of them are real powerful. To the humans, not for the Saiyans. But sadly the Saiyans have the work cut off for them. Frieza immediately spotted them going Super Saiyan and he charged at them. Especially after he got a close look to Deku and Bra, he got pissed. They have almost the same facial hair as his enemies. So he decided to toy with them a bit and he's really disappointed. They are way too weak. Even with Super Saiyan 2, they cannot land a single hit on him. So Deku blinded him using a solar flare and he fused with Bra. And the fusion immediately goes Super Saiyan 2 and start letting some good hit on Frieza, but they are not that powerful because Frieza is way above his league. Remember guys, they are dealing with a Frieza that was able to fight Broly for an hour and a half. And to beat the same Broly, it took a Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta. So I don't think a fusion between two people that power levels are in the millions can do much, even with using Super Saiyan 2. And the fusion knows that. He's only a diversion. Meanwhile, the other heroes realize they are out of their league. So once some Frieza soldiers attack them, Endeavor, Hawks and Miroko try to do something, but nothing is working. So one of the soldiers start torturing Miroko and start taking her as a hostage. He got punched straight in the face, sending him flying toward his group. Then someone catch Miroko, she looked up and it's Shigaraki. So he put her down, then she tell him, "Wait a second, aren't you Shigaraki? What happened to you? And what's up with the hair?" He replied, "A lot happened, but no time to talk." Then he turned and tell her, "By the way, my real name is not Shigaraki, my name is Tenko Shimura." Then he starts screaming and powering up to his Ikari form. And of course he did get buffed because of this form. Then he rocked towards Frieza soldiers and start beating them. Well, the one he can take on. Then Mirio joined him. The oldest heroes start thinking, Shimura, they heard this name before, but where? They will figure that out later. The priority is to stay alive right now. And before we go back to the main fight, let's take a look for the last group, and it's Bakugo and All Might. And Aizawa. Needless to say, Bakugo and All Might are tearing through the army, especially when they start using Kaioken. And with the help of the Galactic Patrol, the Frieza army is going down fast. Okay, let's return to the main fight. Deku and Bra just fused to, I believe I named him Izubra, and he went straight to Super Saiyan 2. And he started pushing Frieza to use more of his power. But after delivering a freeze kick to Frieza's face that did a bit of damage, he moved out of the way and Frieza got hit by a special beam cannon, courtesy from Piccolo. Although the special beam cannon was powerful and it did a number on Frieza, it was nowhere near enough to finish him off. And that only served to make Frieza angry. He powered to his max, pushing everyone away, hurting some of the heroes and some Galactic Patrol. And Izubara quickly realized that he's the only one that can stand a chance right now. So he have to use that form. But if he did, he have to finish it quick because he only have a few minutes in that form. So he starts screaming and powering up to Super Saiyan Rage, and by using this power he's equal to Frieza. And because Frieza is injured from the special beam cannon, Izubara have the slight edge over him, and the fact he's old still play a big role in this. So Izubara start pushing more and more. He use his rage to increase his power, but he know if he do that he will have less time in his form. So after a powerful kick to Frieza's face, he put his hand together and start charging a massive Kamehameha. Then he fire it, and it make direct contact with Frieza, and he think that is it. Then El Golden Aura burst from his Kamehameha. Frieza just went golden, and sadly he's nowhere near his power. He tried everything, punch him, kick him, even fire another Kamehameha, but Frieza is just too much. Then it happened. They defused and they are completely out of key. So Frieza put his finger toward them and tell them, this time I'll make sure that the monkey race is extinct. Not before he fired his blast, Piccolo kicked him in the face. And it did nothing. Frieza simply powered up and pushed Piccolo away. Then he took a second and tell him, so you are that Namekian, you're still kicking, huh? I think old age did a number on you, am I right? Why don't you stay aside like a good little Namekian and maybe I will let you live. Piccolo smirk and tell him, I will die before I let you hurt those kids. Frieza tell him, so you want to protect them, huh? Let's see if you can stop this. Then he put his hand toward Deku and Bara and fired a death ball. Piccolo jumped in front of the blast and tried to push it away, but sadly the attack is just too strong. Then the ball detonated in front of his face, injuring Deku and Bara in the process. Then when the smoke started clearing a bit, everyone can see a beaten up Piccolo and he slowly turned his head toward Bakugo and smiled. Then he fell to the ground lifeless. Everyone is devastated, but Bakugo is pissed. He's in rage. He starts powering up. How dare you! You will pay. You will pay! Bakugo exploded the golden aura. His hair spiked up even further and he turned gold. And his eyes turned green. Bakugo just turned Super Saiyan. And before you ask me why, I always did mention that Bakugo act almost like a Saiyan. Specifically Vegeta. So I thought to myself, I need another Super Saiyan, so why not? Bakugo gathered all his power and fired a massive final flash at Frieza. And Frieza just took it like it was nothing. Everyone felt hopeless, they can't do anything. Then when Frieza pointed his finger at them to kill them, he got hit with a kick on the back of his head, sending him crashing toward the ground. Then when he burst on the ground and told himself, who just kicked me? He see a man wearing an orange gi and a halo on top of his head. And it's Gohan. Frieza looked at him and tell him, wait a second, you're Goku's brat, what are you doing here? You're supposed to be dead. Gohan smirked and pointed the halo above his head and tell him, I am dead. I never used that one day that Baba gave us, so I decided to use it now. And the reason I am here is because I told you in the tournament of power, if you ever come back to Earth, I will deal with you personally. Everyone asking who is this new guy, then Deku remember, it's Gohan. He's the first Saiyan hybrid. He's on our side. Then Gohan looked at them, give them a thumbs up and tell them, I can deal with Frieza, you guys deal with his army. Then they teleported the battlefield and start healing Deku and Bara and Bakugo, because he used up a lot of power using the final flash. Then Deku tell Bakugo, I can't believe you are also a Saiyan. Bakugo stays silent and start looking at Piccolo's body. Then he tell him, yeah, but at what cost? Meanwhile, Gohan is dismantling Golden Frieza. Remember, Frieza is old, so he's weaker, and Gohan spent like 300 years fighting in his ultimate form in the afterlife, so I cannot imagine how much he's grown. So Frieza, yeah, he didn't stand a chance. After a powerful gut punch that knocked the golden out of him, Gohan grabbed him by his tail, flinging him up the sky, and tell him this is for Piccolo. Masenko! And this attack completely erased Frieza from the living world, sending him straight to Hiffle. After that, Gohan fly down. Deku and Bakugo look at Piccolo. Gohan put his hand on their shoulders and tell them, I know it's hard, but don't worry. When someone die, they just start a new life in the other world. And before they can reply, they hear a voice, and it's Piccolo. He tells them that he's fine. And he addresses Deku and Bakugo and tell them that they have a lot of potential to go stronger. So keep those bright head in the cloud and strong feet on the ground, because from now on, the earth is counting on you. And both of them yell at the same time, telling him that he doesn't have to worry. They will. Gohan smiled when he heard that. He looked at Dende and tell him, it's been a while, my friend. And they tell him, indeed, Gohan. So when are you going to join us? Gohan asked. Then they smile and tell him, I still have a few decades in me. Gohan smile and tell him, remember, we are always waiting for you. Then they tell him, I know. Then Gohan tells them that they still have the rest of the day to help him. So everyone start cleaning the area. If someone is hurt, they go to Dende. And I think I'm going to stop it right here. So what do you think of it, guys? What will happen with them knowing about the other races? And will Deku and the rest tell the rest of the earth about Super Saiyans? Leave your thoughts in comments down below. And if you like it, drop a like. And like always, guys, peace.